welcome to our program Dollars for Scholars, a workshop on how to find money for college and technical schools. My name is Denise Abdallah. I'm an employee at the Business and Sciences Department at the Memphis Public Library. We are most honored to have this evening's guest. She just came off of a workshop, and we appreciate her coming in after hours to give us this great information. We have Miss April Terrell, who's the executive producer, executive director of Destiny House Memphis. And let me just read a little bio on Ms. Terrell, and she'll tell you a little bit more about her organization. April Terrell is a native of Memphis, Tennessee, graduating from Hamilton High School in 2003. April went on to earn her bachelor's degree in political science in 2007 and a master's of public administration in 2009, both from Tennessee State University. April joined the College Initiative in 2015 as a program associate focusing on expanding programming to reach high school students across the city of Memphis. April comes to the Destiny House with over 10 years of experience in the nonprofit sector. In her spare time, April serves as Student Affairs Chair and Recording Secretary for the TSU NAA Memphis Shelby County Alumni Chapter and volunteers with UCAN of Memphis and the HBCU Awareness Foundation. April is a leader and innovator with a passion for young people, a commitment to excellence, and a desire to succeed. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Terrell. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask or put it in the chat. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. As Miss Denise said, please at any time during this, if you have a question, please put it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask the question. I don't want you all to leave here today with any lingering thoughts. And so we're gonna get into it. And I'm gonna do it like how I do my after school session. So today is February 23rd, 2021. I've already greeted you, so that's the first thing off of our agenda today. I'm going to go over some announcements, some upcoming deadlines, as well as upcoming events that will be very, very beneficial to you all. And even the information today. I don't want anyone thinking that this information is just for seniors. No, this is for all students who are looking to go to college, whether that's a 2-year, 4-year trade or technical school. So our topic for today, let's talk college and scholarships. And I always like to include a quote. So my quote for today is, "Education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." And that comes from Malcolm X. Work hard, play hard, as I like to say. All right, let's get into it. So seniors, this particular slide is for you. The Community Foundation of Greater Memphis Scholarship Portal is open. What you see on your screen, kind of on the left side, is the website. This is where you go to apply. These scholarships close on Thursday, April 1st at 4:00 p.m. Thursday, April 1st at 4:00 p.m. There are between 25 and 30 scholarships on this website. You can apply to up to 5 of those scholarships with 1 application. Okay. In order to submit a complete application with these scholarships, there's the application itself. You will need to upload 2 letters of recommendation in PDF form. So ask your recommenders when they email you their letters of recommendation that they send it as a PDF. All right. So 2 letters of recommendation, a copy of your transcript and test scores in PDF form, as well as a copy of your student aid report, or as I like to say, your completed FAFSA. Okay, Miss April, how do I get that? Easy. Log into your FAFSA, Click on download student aid report, upload it to the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis, press submit, and you've applied to 5 of those scholarships. Once again, that deadline is April 1st at 4 p.m. Do not wait till the last minute to get these done, okay? Also, this one is for seniors as well because it's crucial. In order to remain eligible for Tennessee Promise, if you have not submitted your FAFSA yet, make sure you get your FAFSA submitted by March 1st. Once again, make sure you get your FAFSA submitted by March 1st. If you need help completing your FAFSA, that website that you see at the bottom of the screen, go to it and sign up for a FAFSA help session. They will walk you through completing and submitting your FAFSA. Once again, if you need help completing a FAFSA, go to their website, sign up for a session. March 1st is this upcoming Monday. So if you want to remain eligible for Tennessee Promise, make sure you get your FAFSA in. Make sure you get your FAFSA in by March 1st. That is the state of Tennessee deadline. Okay, March 1st. All right, some other upcoming events. Kind of right here in the middle, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Alpha Gamma Omega chapter. This upcoming Thursday, February 25th, they are having their college admissions process. Their featured session for this month is resume writing, and it is being led by the wonderful LaShondra Robinson, who is the co-founder and executive director of UCANA Memphis. UCANA Memphis is a great youth organization here in the city of Memphis. They focus a lot of their work on anti-bullying, so they work with a lot of elementary and middle schools to help them identify bullying. But they also do a lot of youth empowerment. LaShondra has worked with my students in terms of resume and helping them to prepare for like their scholarship interviews and job interviews as well. So make sure you are registered to attend this event. The registration link is on the flyer. I will also send this information to Miss Denise so she can put it on you all's website and do an email blast as well. But also that same day, during this same event, they will have recruiters from Alabama State University come in. Every month, they have a different HBCU to come in and host a forum with students. So you can hear from admissions counselors, financial aid counselors, resident life personnel, students, student government association. So it's a great way to get to know a school, an HBCU, and Alabama State University is a great school, and it's not that far from Memphis as well. Also, on the left side of your screen, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Now, they are sitting on over $2 million in agricultural scholarships, and they want to give it away. I'm telling you, they want to give this money away. So if you're into food science, animal science, agricultural business, agricultural engineering, any of those concentrations that fall under the agricultural department, make sure that you, one, apply for admissions to the University of Arkansas, but two, apply for their agricultural scholarships. Now, one thing that I really love about the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, which is really only 2.5 hours away from Memphis, they have a Shelby County fee waiver. So if you are a student coming from Shelby County, so that's Memphis, Cordova, Bartlett, Germantown, if you are coming from Shelby County, you will get the out-of-state fee waiver. You will get the out-of-state fee waiver. So you will be considered, for the purpose of your tuition bill, to be considered a in-state student. So you will not be charged any out-of-state fees. So not only will you get that fee waiver, right? You can also get academic scholarships, and you can get agricultural scholarships if you're really heavily interested in agriculture. So I really love their scholarship policy at UAPB because you can stack a lot of money. And like I said, they're sitting on over $2 million in scholarships, and they want to give this money away. Also, if you are a band member and you're looking to play in a collegiate band, UAPB is hosting virtual band auditions every Friday via Skype, Zoom, FaceTime. And this is for their marching band, jazz band, as well as concert band. And I have students in UAPB's band, and I'm telling you, I've seen the letters. They are very generous. But guess what? Not only can you get the band scholarship, but guess what? You're still going to get the Shelby County fee waiver and any other academic scholarships that UAPB may offer you. So, like I said, I love their scholarship policy because they stack scholarships, right? And that's what we're here to talk about today. Scholarships. Now, saving the best for last, Tennessee State University College of Agriculture. Guess what? They sitting on some money too. They're sitting on some money too. If you are interested in agriculture, agriculture is big business. It kind of goes under the radar because when you hear agriculture, you automatically may think farming, but it's so much more to agriculture than just farmland, right? There's so much more to it. But TSU is sitting on a lot of money in their agriculture department, and they want to happily give it away. As you can see on the screen, more than 50 full and partial scholarships are available. This is open to graduating high school seniors as well as community college or other transfer students. To apply for the agriculture scholarships at Tennessee State, the deadline is April 15th. So you have to apply for admissions to TSU as well as submit the scholarship application to the College of Agriculture. If you are a high school student, your GPA, minimum GPA requirements is a 3.2 and above. For transfer students, that minimum GPA is a 3.0 and above. Okay, 3.2, graduating high school senior. Transfer students, 3.0 and above. But guess what? This is in addition to any other scholarships. These type of scholarships that we're talking about are what you call departmental scholarships. Has nothing to do with admissions or anything like that. And so also with TSU, they stack scholarships. And from what the recruiter with the College of Agriculture told me, these are some very nice scholarships in terms of the amount that they are offering. So you can see on the screen in the bottom right hand the eligibility requirements. But once again, when you hear agriculture, don't automatically think farming and animals. There's so much more to it than you would think. But these College of Agricultures have some money that they want to give away. So make sure you all apply and take advantage of these opportunities. And I believe that is it for our announcements. So I get asked all the time. I get asked all the time from my students, Miss April, can you send me some scholarships? How do I find scholarships? Where do I look? How do I know if this is a scam? And so one thing that I have done that I like to do is every month, I compile a scholarship bulletin with those upcoming months deadline. So what I have to send out right now that I probably should have sent out last week was my March scholarship bulletin. And the websites that you see on your screen, it's kind of cute how I lined it up. That was actually by accident. But the scholarship sites that you see on the screen are my favorite. These are where I go to all the time when I'm putting together my monthly scholarship bulletin. So let's start with jlbcollegecounseling.com. Let me tell you about this website. The lady who created this website, her name is Jessica. And Jessica worked in college admissions down in Texas, I want to say 10 to 15 years. So she's literally taking everything that she's learned on the job and put it on the website. Okay, so we're talking more than scholarships. But what I want to focus on today with her website is how she has her scholarships categorized. And I mean, it is just amazing. Matter of fact, Miss Denise, will it let me share another screen? Will I have to stop sharing? Let me see. Matter of fact, let me stop sharing. I'm going to pull up Jessica's website. That's what I'm going to do. Because I want y'all to see how she has this organized. And I love it. I love it. Okay. Let me share my new screen. Okay, so we're waiting on Jessica's website to come up. And also make sure that you follow her on Facebook, JLV College Counseling. She posts a scholarship bulletin, as you can see on this home screen. She posts a scholarship bulletin every Saturday. Every Saturday. So make sure you all follow her on Facebook, like her Facebook page, JLV College Counseling. So this is what I love about Jessica's website. I mean, look at how, I don't know how long it took her, but I love it. She has all scholarships that are offered on a monthly basis, you know, kind of like those contest scholarships by major. So if you are, I get a lot of biology majors. So if you are a biology major, you can go here and see all the, oh, there go agriculture again. You can see all the scholarships by different majors. And what I like about this is you don't have to kind of decipher through a humongous list of scholarships. You can literally click on what your potential major is, which I clicked on aviation just to show you all. And here it is, all the aviation scholarships, which is not that many. Oh, let's pick another major. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's pick another major. Which one? Let's do engineering. Let's do engineering. But yeah, you can pick on what your major is, and then it'll show you all the different scholarships. So we clicked on engineering. Okay, there's one, you know, actually due on the 26th. Oh, well, you have to live in Pennsylvania. So you got to do a little deciphering. But I just love her website. I love how detailed it is. As you can see, not only, let's go back to our screen. Thank you. Not only by major, but by age and grade level. And so that's the first thing that I want to talk to you all about. Y'all can see these little kids on the screen. You want to know why? Because you can start applying for scholarships in elementary. So if you have some younger siblings, let them know they can start applying for scholarships in elementary school. You do not have to wait until senior year to apply to scholarships. I'm going to say that again. You do not have to wait till senior year to start applying to scholarships. You can start in elementary school. You can start in middle school. As you can see on Jessica's website, you can start your freshman year of high school. Scholarships have no beginning date, and they technically have an end date. And that end date is when you're walking across the stage and shaking the president's hand at the college that you will be attending. It is never too early to start applying to scholarships. So get this notion out your head that you might have to wait till senior year. No, the sooner the better. Let me go back. So that was just a glimpse into Jessica's website. Like I said, I love it. So if you all are looking for scholarships, JLV College Counseling is a great website to start. It's a great website to look at. DoSomething.org. DoSomething.org. Let me tell y'all how simple these scholarships are. So these scholarships are literally community service based. Okay. The way Do Something is set up, you go on the website, they have these different campaigns, right? So one may be a voter registration drive. So you might sign up to lead that campaign at your high school or in your community. And literally what you do, you organize an event. They don't tell you how to organize it. They don't give you a deadline or anything. There might be a campaign deadline, you know, to have your documents submitted. But literally, they just want pictures or video. If you did flyers, anything related to your campaign, and you upload it, and you are entered in for a chance to win scholarships. That's one way. They also have other just regular community service scholarships that you can apply to. Okay, so that's my number two. Make sure, and I should have put it on here, but make sure you are tracking your community service hours. Make sure you are tracking, you're documenting your community service hours. It doesn't have to be this long, elaborate, drawn out process. What I tell students, go to Excel, put the name of the community service project, the date, how many hours you served, what your responsibilities were, and who the contact person was. That's it. The date, the name of the project, include the organization, how many hours you served, what you did, what was your job responsibilities, and the name and contact information for the person that was over it. Make sure you're tracking your community service hours. Not only is this vital for your college admissions, but also for your scholarships. I had a student last year before last, because he came out in 2019. I had a student, top of his class, got good grades, everything, but he got denied quite a few scholarships because one, he didn't have any extracurricular activities, and he didn't have a lot of community service. He kind of stayed in his own little bubble. He was kind of shy, didn't really, participate in a lot of things. And he couldn't understand why he was getting denied these scholarships. Well, they want to see who you are holistically, what you do inside the classroom as well as outside the classroom matters. Grades are important. Community service and extracurricular activities are important. They want a well-rounded, high-achieving student. Okay, so make sure you're tracking your community service hours. If you are interested in attending an HBCU, these two websites right here, tmcf.org and uncf.org. The Thurgood Marshall College Fund and the United Negro College Fund are two of the biggest websites for students who are looking to attend an HBCU and current HBCU students. And what I really like about these scholarships, these are not small dollar amount scholarships. These are not small dollar amount scholarships. We're talking about the minimum scholarship of $5,000. And a lot of the scholarships on both of these websites are renewable. And like I said, not just for entering freshmen, but also for current HBCU students. So if you have friends, if you have siblings that are HBCUs, make sure that they know about these two websites, because once again, scholarships do not end until you walking across the stage on graduation day, shaking the hand of the college president. And then my last one is unigo.com. Just like JLD College Counseling, Unigo's scholarship site is very extensive. Now, here's the thing with Unigo. You don't have to create an account. They like for you to create a free account. Let me say that. It's a free account, but that's literally just to help with the tracking of your scholarship search. That's it. There's no money required. Like I said, you don't have to create an account. They just like for students to create accounts to help with their tracking. Okay, and we're going to talk about tracking those scholarships on another slide. So I hope you all were able to take a picture, a screenshot of this screen right here, because like I said, I'm always getting asked, where do I look? How do I find? How do I know this is a scam or not? If it's asking for money, if you are applying to a scholarship and it's asking for money, it's a scam. Don't do it. You do not have to pay to submit a scholarship application. Okay. But yes, these are my favorite sites and I use them all the time.
I think we can add those straight away.
Okay. Okay. So if you are a student under Shelby County Schools, if your high school is under Shelby County Schools, you are eligible for a free My Scholly account. My Scholly is a scholarship engine that matches you. It'll ask you a lot of demographic information, where you're from, what's your GPA, test scores, what are your interests, all of that, and it will match you to scholarships. All you have to do is apply. Now, My Scholly is not a free service. However, if you are a Shelby County School student, go to schoolseed.org. I have the instructions right here on the screen. And I will definitely make sure I email this to Ms. Denise so you all can have the direct links. But for my juniors and seniors, this is for juniors and seniors, register with SchoolSeed to get a code so that you can get your free My Scholly account. Okay? Register with SchoolSeed so you can get a code to get your free My Scholly account. Once again, My Scholly matches you to scholarships. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you're eligible for these scholarships, because based off the information that you enter into the system, they're going to match you to those scholarships. All you have to do is apply. All you have to do is apply. Okay. So once again, I will make sure I email all of these direct links to Ms. Denise so you all don't have to search. Because getting to this page right here, I have to tell you click on this and click on this. I'd rather send you all direct information. But make sure you all register for My Scholly, be a school seat, tell all of your friends. For some reason, this initiative is kind of under the radar. I don't know why. But this is a great service to students. My students love it because it kind of eases the burden of them trying to find scholarships, because they already know they can go on their My Scholly account in addition to going on my favorite websites and finding all the scholarships that they can find, in addition to the extra ones that I come across and send them. But moving on, let's talk about, we're going to talk about two things tonight. I know I hit you all with a lot. That's why this is being recorded and you can watch the replay. But two things I want to talk about tonight: how to win scholarships, how to avoid rejection. Yep. How to win, how to avoid rejection. The tips and advice that you see on the screen are coming from scholarship judges. These are people who volunteer their time to evaluate scholarship applications as well as essays. In the middle, you see big bold: respect the deadlines. Respect the deadlines. Put some respect on the deadline. Okay? I told you all at the beginning, the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis scholarship portal closes April 1st. I'm telling you, on February 23rd, it closes April 1st, which means respect the April 1st deadline. Do not wait until the last minute. Do not wait until the last minute. Oh, and it's one thing I forgot to mention with the Community Foundation scholarships. You have to also upload a one-page personal statement outlining your education or career goals. So basically, what you want to major in, or what do you want to be when you grow up. I like for my students to kind of combine it because the two go hand in hand. But make sure you respect the deadlines. You miss a deadline, you eliminate yourself. Now, I do understand sometimes opportunities arise at the last minute that's beyond your control. I get that. But what I'm talking about is when you know weeks or even months ahead of time when there's an upcoming deadline. So make sure, if anything, you are respecting the deadline. In the middle, right above that, you see build a scholarship toolbox. Okay? Now, when I say a scholarship toolbox, you can just have a folder, a USB drive or a Google Drive folder where you have all your scholarship information in one spot. You have your personal statement. You have a copy of your transcript and test scores. You have 2 to 3 letters of recommendation. Okay? Don't forget your community service spreadsheet. All right. Now, this isn't to say that you're going to need all of these documents for every single scholarship that you apply for, but it's good to have them in one spot so you can pick what you need. You don't have to hunt in this folder. Where did I put it? I know it's on this flash drive. It's on this folder. Ooh, I emailed it to myself. No. Create you a scholarship toolbox and put those documents in there so when you need them, you can just pull out what you need and keep it moving. That's a great way to be organized as well. Okay. At the top, on the top left, apply to many. Like I tell my students, apply to every scholarship you are eligible for. There's no max. There's no max to how many scholarships you can apply for. Okay. If you read the eligibility requirements and you match those eligibility requirements, apply to the scholarship. Apply. If that means you apply to 100 scholarships, you've applied to 100 scholarships. You might hear back from 25 out of those 100. but apply to every scholarship you are eligible for. Next to it on the right side, play matchmaker. Now, I am one of those people. I am a firm believer in working smarter, not harder. And a lot of times students think they have to have 10, 12 essays. No, 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 no. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. You need one good essay. So let's use the Community Foundation essay, for example, right? That's a one-page essay outlining your college and career goals, right? That's a great foundational essay. Okay? That's a great foundational essay that you can use. And what you'll do is you'll tailor it to other scholarship applications. So that's what I mean when I say play matchmaker. Take that one good essay and match it to other scholarships. Another good topic, and I should have put it on the screen. Another good topic is dealing with adversities, right? There may have been a situation in your life, right? So, what was the situation? But more importantly, how did you overcome and what did you learn? And how are you going to take what you learned to move forward? So, I had a student back in September. She's class of 2021. And when she was younger, there was a bullying situation in middle school. And one of her favorite teachers came up to her and told her to woman up. And so you're saying that to a seventh grader, but the impact was made. And so since seventh grade, she's a senior now at Cordova, and she used that as the basis of her scholarship, and it is so amazing. It is so amazing. But she talked about the experience with bullying and how this one particular day, her favorite teacher came up, told her to woman up. And she's used those two words to kind of structure how her life has been. Since that moment, she has not been bullied. And she's holding on to their mantra of woman up. She knows the type of woman she wants to continue to grow into. So she talked about her adversity, what happened, how she overcame it, the lessons learned, and how she's using it to move forward. So those are two really, really good topics to craft your personal statement. You can also find those topics with the common application as well. Below play matchmaker, apply locally, right? Apply locally. Keep in mind, you don't have to worry about students from Mississippi, Arkansas, Kentucky, California, Louisiana, Texas. Apply locally. Going back to the Community Foundation, those scholarships are only for Memphis students. Those scholarships are only for Memphis students. Apply locally. Look at other nonprofit organizations here in the city of Memphis. Look at other businesses here in Memphis. Churches have scholarships. Not all of them have scholarships just for the youth in their church. But for example, Golden Gate, they do a scholarship every year, and you don't have to be a member of the church. One other place you can look, have your parents, this is for you. This is your homework. Look into tuition assistance or reimbursement. Does that benefit extend to you and your dependent? It's either Baptist or Methodist hospital. Not only do their employees get the tuition assistance, but their children can get it as well. But make sure you're looking locally for scholarships as well. I'm gonna skip over be patient. We're gonna say that one for last. But looking at the bottom, create a list of your unique traits, right? When we were looking at Jessica's website, we could search for scholarships by our major. We could search for scholarships by what grade we are at that moment, elementary, middle, or high school. But also your interests. Do you love pets? Are you left-handed? Are you a twin? Are you red-headed? Right? What is it about you that makes you you? And search for scholarships. That's a great way to start. I already gave you my websites, but that's also a great way to start. On the left in the bottom, this one is very important. Please maintain a professional online presence. Okay. Yes, your social media, that's your business. However, just like HR departments and potential employers, are looking on social media sites, admission recruiters, scholarship committees, they're looking too. So one thing I tell my students is to create a professional Facebook page. Create a professional Instagram page. Don't be surprised if you're completing these applications and they ask for your social media handles. Create professional pages. Maintain a professional presence online. Okay? What they see on paper and what they see on social media. Okay, y'all see where I'm going? All right. And above that, get somebody to proofread your essay. Okay, now look, it's not to say that your essay is bad. That's not what this is about. But it's always good to have fresh eyes. It's always good to have fresh eyes. So have your favorite teacher, have your English teacher proofread your essay. Have your parents, have your siblings, have your best friends, the people that are going to be honest with you, have them to proofread your essay. They may come across some grammatical errors that you did not see because you've been looking at this too long, you've been working on it too long, and so you can't just see it. That's why we say fresh eyes. Okay. They may also have some ways that may make your essay better, right? Because you want to be able to hook your reader in. You want to be able to hook your reader in, and we're going to talk about that on the next slide. Okay. But have at least 2 to 3 people that you trust that's going to be honest with you to proofread your essay. But please do not wait until the last minute. Don't have them on how many days March got? 31. Don't have them on March 31 trying to proofread your essay so you can have it submitted to the Community Foundation on April 1st. That's not fair to you or them. Okay, but give them time, give them enough time to proofread your essay and to give you some feedback. Okay, I say 2 to 3 people. Lastly, going back to the right side of the screen, be patient and be proactive. Now, scholarships are different than college admissions. Typically, once a college has all your documents, your application, your transcript, your test scores, if they require an essay, it could take a 2-week turnaround for you to get your acceptance letter. Scholarships are a little bit different, right? This is where that waiting game comes in. The scholarship has to close. The committee has to pull the applications. They have to evaluate the applications. They have to select who's going to get an interview if there's an interview required. Then there has to be the interview, and then you find out yay or nay, right? But where this proactive comes in at is don't be afraid to reach out to see what the status of your application is. So today is February 23rd, right? If you submit an application, a scholarship application today, don't expect to hear back by March 2nd. Don't expect to hear back by March 2nd. Okay? It takes a little bit more when we're talking about scholarships. So be patient, but be proactive. Be proactive. Advocate for yourself. Don't hesitate to reach out to find out what the status of your application is if so much time has gone by and you have not heard anything. Okay? But be patient. You're not going to get that week or 2-week turnaround like you will with college admissions. Scholarship is a little bit more, right? Because we're talking about people giving money. So they always want to make sure that they're giving their money to the most qualified student. And that's all of you all, okay? All right. So let's talk about what people don't like to talk about. How to avoid scholarship rejection. Knowing now what not to do or what to do. And some of these, you see one at the bottom in the middle is a duplicate. Yes, it is. How to avoid scholarship rejections. In in big bold, tell your story. Tell your story. You. Tell your story. It's called personal statement for a reason, right? Make it about you, but be creative. There's a young lady, maybe about 5-6 years ago. She got accepted into what was it? I want to say 5 Ivy Leagues based off her personal statement. She drafted her personal statement on her trips to Costco on Saturdays with her mom. And when you read her essay, it is, oh my God, it is so good. It is so good. Tell your story, but be creative. Okay, in the top right hand, don't talk about the school you're planning on attending. That's not what a personal statement is. Obviously, if you're applying to a scholarship, you're going to college. We don't need to know about the school that you plan on attending. That's what judges call an essay filler. In other words, you really don't have anything to talk about, so you fluffing your personal statement. Going back to the middle, tell your story. They don't need to know about the college you plan on attending unless they specifically ask for it. Okay. At the bottom right hand corner, don't give textbook definitions. We know what a doctor is. We know what an engineer is. We know what an accountant is and does. We know what an architect is. Once again, that's what you also call an essay filler. Fluff. We don't need textbook definitions. Sliding over to the left, once again, get somebody to proofread your essay. We talked about this. 2 to 3 people. Get somebody to proofread your essay, but give them enough time to do it. Sliding over to the left again. Don't talk about how expensive college is. Trust, we all know. We know. For those who have gone to college, we know how expensive it is. That's yet again what you call an essay filler. Going back to in the middle, tell your story. We don't need to know how expensive college is. We know how expensive it is. Trust. The people reading your scholarship essay, they know. They might have a student loan bill to know how expensive college is. Moving up, avoid any religious, race, or gender info. The reason I say this, you don't want to create any biases. Okay? You don't want the person reading your essay to come up with any biases, right? That's something we want to avoid. Now, unless it's asking specifically, fine. But if it's not, try to avoid any religious, race, or gender info. You don't want to create any biases within the person that is reading your essay and evaluating your scholarship application. And sliding to the right in the middle, keep your thank you to a sentence. Keep your thank you to a sentence. It's cool to say thank you. That's fine. You can say thank you. You can say thank you, but keep it to a sentence. I thank you for your time, and I hope that you not only consider me for this opportunity, but you grant me this opportunity, and you will see your return on investment in 4 years. I always like to have my students remind the scholarship committee that if they, award them this scholarship, they will see a return on their investment, which is you graduating from college in 4 years. Okay? Tell your story. I can't say that part enough. Personal statement for a reason. Personal statement. Oh, that's a blank screen. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Whoop. So, I know I just hit you all with a lot. But are there any questions? Do we have any questions? Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, for students who are already in college,
Mm-hmm.
what would be your suggestion? Excuse me. For I know you mentioned the JLV
Mm-hmm.
collegecounseling.com
Mm-hmm.
site. Are there any other and probably there would be an opportunity at that website or probably to do something, but is there anything for students who are currently in college, um, who live in Memphis or may not necessarily live in Memphis? What pointers would you give for them?
JLV College Counseling would definitely be a great site for current college students because I've been coming across more scholarships for current college students than I have for interim freshmen. So that is a great website for them. Also, having their parents check with their jobs about tuition assistance or reimbursement. And some jobs offer a scholarship for the student. If your parent works for the state of Tennessee, whether they are an educator or they work for the Department of Children's Services, Department of Human Services, any state office, if they paycheck comes from the state of Tennessee, that's a discount. That's a 25% discount every semester. So having parents to check with their jobs, typically the human resource department, about whether or not they offer tuition assistance reimbursement, and does that extend to the dependent. Checking with the alumni associations with their different colleges. There are quite a few colleges across the United States of America where their alumni have their own scholarships. You know, we as alums, we love when students go to quote unquote our school. So checking with the alumni associations at their respective colleges, also with their departments, like how we talked about earlier with the College of Agriculture, but checking with those departments, checking with those departments to see whether or not they offer scholarships. And these are just some of the things that kind of go under the radar. You know, it's not put on the bulletin board in the employee lounge, it's not sent out in the newsletter or anything. It's one of those type of situations where you have to turn over every stone. Did they help? Did they help, Denise?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Okay.
And I also, you had mentioned for, excuse me, for adults who may be returning to college,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what types of scholarship opportunities other than what's available from the state? And it escapes me the name of the scholarship, it just flew out of my head, but I know there's something for non-traditional students, I think that's what it's called.
Tennessee Reconnect.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything else available for adults who are returning to school or non-traditional students? I think that's what they call them now.
Yeah. Tennessee Reconnect, because I actually had a student that texted me about Tennessee Reconnect yesterday, so I'm glad you actually brought it up. But to be eligible for Tennessee Reconnect, you have to be 24 and older. 24 and older. So let me put that out there. But the Community Foundation, Ms. Denise, actually has a couple of scholarships for non-traditional students, you know, grown folk. They actually have a couple of scholarships now for students. There's one particular scholarship where, you know, it's for a single parent home. So if you are a student coming from a single parent home, you can apply to that scholarship, as well as if your parent is going back to school or going to school, they can apply for that scholarship. So the Community Foundation does have some scholarships on that long list for some non-traditional students, in addition to Tennessee Reconnect, and, you know, as well as, you know, the previous advice, you know, department scholarships, alumni scholarships. There's still opportunities. Once again, you know, tuition assistance, like I said, the biggest piece is seeing if the job offers it, and will they extend that benefit to their dependents. We know employees can get it, but once again, that type of benefit kind of is under the radar. It's not posted on the wall in the employee lounge. So if parents are looking to go to school or go back to school, they should really check with their jobs about education assistance programs. It's an excellent benefit. Mm-hmm.
Um, did anyone have any other questions? If not, I had another question
Mm-hmm.
before we let you go. Are there, did you have any other parting advice for our students before I ask this last question?
My biggest advice is, like I tell all my students every day, apply to every scholarship you're eligible for. Like, I literally cannot say that enough. Be proactive, apply for every scholarship. If you meet the eligibility requirements, apply for it. If it's $250, apply for it. If it's $10,000, apply for it. Those small dollar scholarships add up. I'm telling y'all, they add up. I've seen it. I've seen what those small dollar amounts can do to a tuition bill. So just because it say $250, apply for it. Don't push it to the side because you don't necessarily agree with the amount. Apply for any and all that you're eligible for.
Okay, so my final question, and thank you so much. Before I ask the final question,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for providing this great information. I'm speaking as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm always looking for ways to help pay for college. So this has been very beneficial. I really appreciate you taking time out in the evening to be with us. But lastly, I would like to ask you if you could share a little bit about your organization,
Okay.
Destiny House. Um, I had not actually, I'm ashamed to say, I hadn't heard of it until it was mentioned to me by Tasha.
Okay.
So I went to the website. It's a wonderful service, but I just wanted you
Hmm.
to share a little bit with our viewers
Okay.
information about your organization.
Okay, so I actually pulled up our website. We are new. We are new. We are This is our fourth year in existence.
Oh, your page
Um
is showing. It's
okay,
not showing.
let me
Okay.
see. Is it showing now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So yes, we are new. This is actually we are going into our fourth year. We will be 4 years old, September 17th this year. But the Destiny House was actually started by my cousin, the wonderful LaShondra Richmond. And the goal was to create and open an all-girls charter middle school in downtown Memphis. But after two unsuccessful attempts with the district, we were like, what are we gonna do to with this standing nonprofit? How are we gonna continue to service students across the Mid South? And at the time, the organization that I was previously working for, the College Initiative, was going through some financial constraints, and it caused the organization to close. So when the College Initiative closed, my phone didn't start ringing. The principals was like, I understand what's going on, but I still need you in this building every week. I still had students calling me. I still had parents calling me. And so my cousin was like, well, since we have this functional nonprofit, let's get with the board and let's just take everything that you learned and create a new program and put it under the Destiny House. So from 2019, literally up until the pandemic started, we were going through this rebranding, re-strategizing process. And so that's kind of how we got to the college and career readiness piece. We had that piece built into our school design. So we literally took everything I've learned those past 5 years and created this brand new program. So we focus on college, we focus on career, we focus on military. So we try to focus on every aspect in terms of, what life after high school could look like. And so September of 2019, we started with 20 students. And right when COVID hit, we had 150 students. But we literally help students figure out their what's next. What is life after high school going to look like for you? Whether you're going to a 2 year, a 4 year trade technical, whether you want to go directly into the workforce, that is fine. Or if you want to go to the military, we help students create a plan, but we also help them implement a plan. So literally everything that we talked about during our session, that is part of what I do, helping students with find scholarships, helping them with their personal statements, ACT prep, making sure everyone has a resume, getting FAFSA done. Have you taken the ASVAB? Have you talking to a recruiter? So helping high school students figure out what's next. What is life after high school going to look like?
So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So for students to participate with the Destiny House, would they need to do it through their high school, or could they contact you as an individual, or how does that work?
So it can work one or two ways. We're not in all high schools yet. COVID just kind of messed everything up. But when COVID hit, we were working with students at Central High School, Raleigh Egypt High School, as well as Compass Community School. So I was physically in those schools. For our virtual aspect, we had students at White Station, White Haven, Ridgeway, Germantown, and Southwind. So for those three schools who we're still working with, definitely through their schools, but also as individuals as well. We do enrollment in the summertime, like July and August, because I like for programming pre-pandemic. I like for programming to start. We have a curriculum as well, but I like for programming to start in September because typically registration is done and students have kind of settled into school life. But of course, with COVID, a lot of things were thrown off. So we've been doing full virtual. So yeah, either through those 3 schools if they attend Central, Raleigh, Egypt, or Compass, or individually. Like I said, we don't turn a student away. And it's something else I want to push. You don't have to be that 3.0 and above student. We focus on all students. It just comes down to how dedicated you are and how serious you are as a student. We don't turn those students away. We work with all students.
So the students who I'm actually I was thinking, excuse me, you
Mm-hmm.
already answered one part of it. Schools that are not participating, the students can come to you as an individual. So
Mm-hmm.
would they need to register in July, or how would they, um, or if a student was homeschooled, how would they would just reach out? You have something posted in July, or do
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
contact you, or how does that work?
So we will do this past summer we did a virtual learning series. So what we will do is we will probably at the end of July, beginning of August, we'll have an interest meeting with students and parents. And of course, Ms. Denise, I will definitely make sure that I send it to you. But we will have an interest meeting so students and families can hear about our program. Um, and services that we provide to students free of charge. We do not charge families because if I did, I wouldn't be in business. We are a nonprofit, so we do rely on grants, individual donations, sponsorships, and all of that. But college and career is big business, and if like I said, if we charge families, we wouldn't be in business. But yeah, we haven't set a date yet because there's still a question mark as to even what school is going to look like next school year. But we still have a virtual component. But yeah, about the end of July, beginning of August, we will have an interest meeting. And we will explain to students and parents what our services are, what we expect from their student enrolled in our program, as well as try to manage any expectations students have, as well as hear what they want to do and how they would like to go about it. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
very good. That is some really great information. I've said this about 10 times, but I'm really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited. And I can't wait to share this with our customers at the library and their families and friends. Um, this has been great. Really great. I can't say it enough. You've covered everything that I've ever thought about
Mm-hmm.
asking. And if anybody has any other questions, if you would just give your contact information out one more time, so if any
Okay.
parent, student would like to reach out to you, they can do so.
Yes, so once again, my name is April Terrell. I didn't close the thing out. Let me pull that up on the screen. Yes, my name is April Terrell, the executive director of the Destiny House. That is our name on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you all like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can reach me at info at Destiny House Memphis. My Canva is taking its precious time. But you can reach me at info at destinyhousememphis.org. My cell number, this is the number that students and parents and everybody has, 901 483 4170. 901-483-4170. Feel free to call me, text me. There it is. Feel free to call me, text me, FaceTime me. Make sure you all like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I post a lot. I posted some scholarships today, matter of fact. So a lot of things that you all saw, announcements, upcoming events, they're on our social media as well. Now I told this thing to go to the end. Ooh, y'all, excuse me. I'm gonna have it back up there. There it
Oh,
is.
you're fine.
So there's our website, email address, as well as where you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Like I say, I come across stuff on social media all the time. Social media has really taken over as a way to reach people during COVID. So scholarships, job opportunities, internships, tips, strategies, whatever you need, you can find it on our social media as well. There's our email address, info at destinyhousememphis.org. Y'all, please don't sit on any questions or concerns you may have. Please contact me anytime. That's all I got, Miss Denise.
All right. Well, thank you again. You have a great evening, and everyone else have a safe weekend, weekday, as we push through this pandemic. Um, Thank you again, and have a good evening.